Hey folks, I'm Bob Kitchen here, the owner of Maple Hill Golf, and you're listening to our official podcast, The Hill Unscripted. Every 2 weeks, I'll bring you real talk from inside the golf world, insights, stories, and conversations that matter to you as a golfer and a valued part of our Maple Hill family. Let's get into it. So today I've got a very special guest with me. I've got one of our lead club fitters and one of our recently promoted store managers, Jesse Post. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. And first and foremost, we should say happy birthday to Jesse, because yesterday this young man exited his 20s and entered his 30s.
That is correct.
So here we go. So Jess has been with us for how many years have you been with us?
This year's 5 years.
5 years,
Yeah.
yeah. So unbeknownst to probably either one of us, I grew up with Jesse's cousin, and that's kind of how we met, was how
Correct.
how you got the job eventually,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yep.
And watched you playing a couple member guests, and
Yep.
watched this guy knock over the flagstick after flagstick with a 10 handicap. and make everyone mad, but I didn't care. I love the guy. He's always had a great personality and really friendly. And we went out and played golf two weeks ago.
2 weeks ago now, yeah.
Something like that. We had an absolute riot, and Jesse can move it around the golf course pretty well. I don't know if anybody that works for us hits it any further than Jesse, and he's talented. He can front nine. He shot 34. That was pretty darn good. So.
You didn't want to mention the back nine?
No, we'll just talk about the front nine.
Okay.
I think I beat you on the back.
Yeah, I think you did too.
Yeah, just by a couple. But so anyhow, Jesse's on here for a couple different reasons. He does a lot of our club fitting, and there's a few different topics I want to talk about, and all of them kind of pertain to club fitting and kind of myths and lies that people believe or want to believe. So the hottest thing going right now is the biggest subject in the golf world, I would say, is zero torque putters. So I want to start by talking about zero torque putters. What I have in my hands is the Even Roll Zero Z1, which is a zero torque putter. So generally speaking, zero torque putters have a weird look to them like this. Bettinardi has one that's a normal blade and a mallet that look pretty normal, I would say. And Lab kind of reinvented it after Odyssey started this years ago with their backstrike putter. So anyhow, zero torque putters, like, who are they for? Why do people want them? Lab and Odyssey has got probably the most popular one, the square to square now. So I don't think people understand why they work, or if they work, or who they're for. So the reason why putters are made zero torque or not made zero torque and face balanced or toe hang or whatever it happen to be is to help prevent or correct your tendencies.
Correct.
Like, if a really good player knows he flips that toe a little bit quick, you need a little bit more toe hang to keep that club face from shutting. Because even on a putter, your stroke does matter, and how that face impacts the ball is outrageously important, obviously. So if the club has toe hang, so if you balance it and the toe of the golf club looks like that, it helps keep that face from shutting. Face balanced putters, a normal traditional double bend or a normal spider or normal like an Odyssey number 7 or Rossi or many of them now. The mallet style putters are face balanced. They have a normal hosel on them or a double bend. The face is parallel to the ground when you balance it on your finger. So those are straight back, straight through style putting. And then Lab Golf comes out and tells everybody that you need zero torque because torque is your enemy. And I don't necessarily think that's exactly true. And I think that story hasn't really been told properly, in my opinion.
No.
Everybody's telling their own propaganda version of it. And I've seen all the videos of Sam Hahn, and I've seen the videos of Sam Bettinardi, and we've heard the spiel from Odyssey, and now TaylorMade just brought theirs out, the Spider ZT. So zero torque putters, what's interesting about them is they balance in any direction you want them to, because the axis, the center of gravity of the putter literally goes dead center through the middle of the head. So why doesn't everyone on planet Earth use them? In my estimation, a zero torque putter is designed for a person with a perfect putting stroke. Sam Hahn in his videos for Lab Golf talks about how zero torque really helps you keep the club face square. If the face is open, it stays open. If the face is shut, it stays shut. I'm not talking about Lab. I'm talking about all of them. So there is no help with a zero torque putter. If you just want a putter that's perfectly balanced, you can bring that putter straight back and straight through. Zero torque's a good move for you.
Correct.
Not many people are actually like that. Not many people have an absolutely perfect putting stroke. So there is something to zero torque. I don't think the story's been told exactly how I would like to see it told, so that's why I'm sitting here talking about it right now. That's why you don't see all the pros using them, because if it was truly better, they'd all use them, and Correct. They don't all use them. So I think I think on average, like 1 out of the top 10 players in the world uses a zero torque putter, and the other 9 use
consistently using it.
Yeah, consistently use some sort of toe hang or normal face balance putters. So zero torque, folks. If you don't know, that the biggest thing is that there's no magic wand. So does it work for you? Yesterday we did a putter fitting for one of my good buddies, James. He's a really good player, member out of Egypt Valley, hits the ball very, very well. Sometimes he fights the putter. And so Dub came in here. Dub's one of our fitters. Dub fit James yesterday for putters, went through every single one. He ended up buying a lab putter from us. Great. That was his fitting. It worked the best. It was the most consistent. James is a really good player. He's like a scratch. You never played with James, have you?
I have not.
But
no.
you've seen
I've seen him before,
He can move it. So there are certainly people that it works for. I don't want to sit here and tell you it works for absolutely everyone. And then lab stands for lie angle balance. So lab, their putter is zero torque at the perfect lie angle. So if your lie angle is exactly what their stock is, the club is zero torque. If you go 1 degree up or 1 degree flat, the club no longer is. Even roll, Spider, Callaway Odyssey, whatever you want to call that, Bettinardi, and who am I forgetting? Is that everybody?
That'd be it.
So far?
Yeah, so far.
I think things coming, but it's not
I'm sure.
Yet. Those putters are all zero torque no matter what your lie angle is. Those are zero torque in any capacity. So zero torque putters, folks, it is worth looking at. There's no doubt about it. It is definitely some revived technology that was out from years ago. I wouldn't say it's brand new technology because it's not. But there is something to it. Is it better? It's hard to say it's better because I don't think the word better exists too much in the game
golf.
Of golf.
No.
So, yeah. If it was truly better, everyone would use it, and they don't. So, so for putters, if you can go to a store and putt some and roll some, or if like we have a putter fitting facility here at Maple Hill that we can actually look at your stroke and see what in the world you need. Yep. The putter, the game of golf is set up for 72 strokes on most golf courses, right? Regulation.
Yes.
Of which 36 shots are supposed to be full swing or swings, and 36 shots are supposed to be putts. So it's supposed to be half your strokes, right?
Yeah.
Regulation. The other day it was less than half your strokes for you because you shot 34. So that's great. So the putter is so important. We fit irons and drivers all day long, and the putter is so much more important because it is technically, by the rules of golf, supposed to be 50% of your shots. So doing a putter fitting, going through it is very well worth it.
100%. Yeah, it's amazing the amount of people that go, that's a thing? I said, it's probably the most important thing.
Yes.
I mean, you use it every hole, if
people
not
have no idea
twice.
how much they mishit their putts.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just a little short stroke.
There's
if you look at where impact is across the face, it's astounding. Yep. And like companies like Even Roll and TaylorMade and Odyssey, they figured out how to thin the middle of the face, thicken the outside of the face, so that distance control is much better. Yep. So there's so much technology in putters, folks, and there's no magic wand, unfortunately. If there was, it'd be really easy. Yep. You just wave the magic wand and all your putts go in the hole. But putter fitting's outrageously important. Go try them for yourself. Don't believe the hype on zero torque. It's worth looking at, but it's not. It's certainly not for everyone.
It's not the end all be all.
Exactly. And $500 putters don't make more putts than $149 putters or $99 putters for that matter, or even less than that. You still got to read the greens properly. You still got to have the right speed, all those things. Yep. So enough about putters and all that. I just want to discuss that subject because the Spider just came out and there's a lot of people talking about zero torque, and that's kind of the hot subject. So here's the next thing I want to talk about, which definitely affects Jesse and his world and when he's doing his fittings and all that. This drives me absolutely insane. The lofts of golf clubs. So people are like, well, what loft should I get on my hybrid? Because my 7-wood is 21. Do I need a 24-degree hybrid or whatever? And if you have an iron, a hybrid, and a fairway wood that are all 21 degree, and a driver, let's just make them all 21 degrees, I can promise you the iron's going to go the lowest, the hybrid's going to go a little higher, the fairway's going to go a little higher, and the driver's going to go the highest. Yep. At the same loft, right?
Yep.
Now, if you chip with them all and you're not impacting spin,
correct,
if you're just using loft, they all go the same height.
Correct.
But when you full swing the golf club and spin's put on the golf ball, the driver, bigger head, is going to go higher.
Yep.
So the thing that a lot of people get wrong is they go, well, I've got a driver and a 3-wood, and then my 3-iron's 21 degrees, or my 4-iron's 21 degrees, or sometimes their 5-iron's 21 degrees in a lot of the game
newer
improvement
sets,
models. So what hybrid should I get, or what fairway wood should I get? I don't want to get a 7 because that's already 21 degrees. Well, folks, the 7-wood has got a bigger head and a longer shaft at 21 degrees. If your 5-iron's 21 and your 7-wood's 21, I can promise you they don't go the same distance. So people have a hard time figuring out what yardage gapping they should use. And we used to have a sign in here, and I think we took it down, but I think we should probably resurrect something that says a 7-wood is a 3 hybrid, is a 3-iron, or 21-degree iron, because lofts and irons are now so jacked too. And then a 9-wood is a 4 hybrid and a 4-iron. And so when you're doing yardage gapping, Jesse, it's not just loft, it's how fast they're moving it too,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And an older lady might need something different than a younger man, or even an older man, or middle-aged man, or there's so much that goes into it.
I had a great player, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I mean he wanted a hybrid or a 7-wood of some sort, but he moved the club so fast. I said you can't use that kind of technology. So he needed to play a 3-iron,
right?
Because he moved it so fast. The balls and roll of the golf club, the extra ball speed that you get off of a hollow body club versus a bladed iron is so much different. I mean, I was giving him a 4 hybrid that he was still hitting 250 yards. Right. It's just you can't play that. So 3-iron it was for him. And I mean he struck the ball fine, so he can play a 3-iron. It's just, but that's the most important part. I mean, is making sure that the club that you're choosing is fitting the gap that you want. I don't care if it says if you have a 5-iron and a 5 hybrid, like you said, they go different distances.
Yes.
And they're for a different purpose.
Exactly right. Yeah. 5 hybrid's going to be easier to hit, and it's going to go higher.
Yep.
And you're probably going to hit it slightly further depending on shaft length, because that plays a part too, that nobody really even looks at shaft length, because these companies every year try to make their clubs go further, so it's kind of
it's hard. It's hard to keep up with the game.
It's a manipulation of
the
actual specs is more than it is technology advancements. There are technology advancements. I'm not saying that, but it's manipulation of the specs happens a lot.
Correct.
Make our club a 1/4 inch longer, and all of a sudden you got 7 more yards, and we say that it's the club face, but it's not. It's the 1/4 inch longer. So I got a couple little notes here because I want to make sure I go through everything that. So yardage gapping. So one of the most important things I always tell people is, well, what do you like? Well, I like my driver. I can't get my 3-wood in the air. You hear that a lot.
Yep.
And then I really like my 5-wood. I got a 7-wood, and then I go down to a 5-iron. What should I have? Well, do you have any yardage gaps in there? If you're having yardage gaps between your 7-wood and your 5-iron, you might need a 4 hybrid or a 9-wood, depending on what you like. Yep. If you can't hit a 3-wood, let's go to a 3-wood high launcher, that kind of a thing. And then on the short end, wedge gapping is very interesting, right?
Very. Yeah.
Because if you got a 41-degree pitching wedge, which exists now, it didn't exist years ago, on a full swing, it still goes plenty high.
Correct.
It's not like it goes low; it goes high.
Right.
But if you have a blade style 46 or a cavity back, Mizuno hot metal pitching wedge, like what I use, those are the blade's going to go lower. Correct. It's going to go lower. It's designed to go lower. Yes. So CG and spin impact the launch angle as much or more than what just the loft of the golf club says. On a chip, 41 goes 41.
Correct.
On a full swing, it's a completely different animal.
Different.
So,
yep.
But we need to keep that 4 to 5 degrees spacing, generally speaking, between your wedges to keep your yardages at that 10 to no more than 15 yards apart.
And I always tell people too, when we do, let's say we do irons and wedges, I always say, well, what distance do you have a lot of, right? Like for me, 100 yards. I have 100-yard shots a ton. Mm-hmm. So I want a wedge that's going to go 100 yards, and then I build from that.
Yep.
So that's a good way to think about it too. Is a lot of people play the same courses. They know, I'd really like that 110 shot. All right, let's start there, and then we build from there.
I find myself at 120 all the time.
Correct.
Yeah. I need a club that goes 120, and then build loft up and down from there. Correct. As far as lofts of wedges go.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I have a 55-degree and a 58. It's only 3 degrees apart, but that 58 I like from, let's say, 80 yards a lot.
Yeah.
So it's easy. I know I've been playing that for 10 years. I'm not going to change that.
Yeah.
So.
You know how far it goes.
Yep.
I was watching a video yesterday on Scotty Scheffler. I don't know if you saw it or not. When the guy hands him a club, it's not even his, and they say, "Guess how far this goes?" And it was a 3-wood, and he said 267. He hit it 265.
Yeah.
And then he hit a 5-iron, stealth 5-iron or 4-iron, I think it was, and he said 237. He hit it 237. Yeah. On the nose.
Yep.
He just handed him a club. Scheffler's that good. He knew it to the yard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was off by more than 4 yards on any club they gave him. And they weren't even his clubs. They just said, this is a stealth 4-iron. How far do you think you're going to hit this? He goes, I'm going to try to hit it 237, and he hit it 237 on the
And that's why they get paid.
That's why he's the best, right? That's why he won three massive tournaments. I mean, the guy's just that's
he's on
incredible,
fire right now.
especially with it's not even your clubs.
Yeah,
like
it's a different ball game that those guys are in.
But that's literally all he does, right? Like I was thinking, if all I did was hit balls all day and have, especially on a track, man, look down at the number and go, oh, yep, 7-iron, 152. Yep, 7-iron, 153. 7-iron, 151. Because you're so consistent, you'd probably be able to guess pretty good. You know, give me something else, and I'll probably get it right. So, I want to talk about when you're doing fittings.
Mm-hmm.
What are common fitting mistakes for the consumer? And that means like they're trying to play something they shouldn't, or they misnomers on spin or loft, or like what's actually best for them, or like just tell me some of the most common things you see to help our listeners and viewers understand what the pitfalls they need to avoid.
Yeah, I think length is a big thing.
Yeah,
you know, I'm taller, I need more length. 9 times out of 10, it's actually false.
Right.
You know, people that are taller, typically they're going to have a little bit longer arms. They can get away with playing standard length. They might think they need an inch. It might just be a half inch.
Yep.
The clubs that they can play. Perfect example. Yesterday, I fit a guy for a driver, and, you know, he wanted the most forgiving thing out there, and he walked out here with a triple diamond. He's like, well, I didn't think I was good enough to play a triple diamond driver. I said, well, yeah, you're hitting on the face that big. I mean, you strike the ball beautifully. So I think that length and what people can play. Now, I'm not saying that go out and play blades. I don't think in today's day and age, I don't think there's anything a blade can give you that some of these player cavity back irons, for example, I guess is what you'd call them, can give you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, make golf more fun, easier. I mean, even myself, I play 243s.
Yeah.
There's nothing that iron can't give me that a blade can. So.
Well, I want to talk about both things that you just said. So first, I want to talk about length. Anthony, the guy that sells BMWs, he sold my son his car. He was in here. He's buddies with Prime and Freeman and those guys, and he came in here to get fit for irons. And he's tall. He's like 6'5", got mega long arms though. And we fit him for length, and he was like literally plus a half.
Yeah.
But he was playing like plus 1.5.
Yeah.
Because he's so tall. So we went through and had him hit everything, and he actually hit plus half fine, but his yardage he lost was so great. We ended up going plus 1 just to keep his yardages about where they were. He got the T150s in black, if you remember that, with the black shafts and all that. So because length does equal distance.
It does.
In some cases.
To an extent.
To an extent, yes, exactly. Yep. So it does, that is definitely a portion of it. And then so a lot of people want to do combo sets, right? I want to do 241s and 243s. And I said, listen, dude, there's nothing that 241 blade can do that the 243 can't.
Correct.
That's the simplest way to word it. Like, you know, I want to get Srixon, ZXI 5s and ZXI 7s, and I want to do ZXI 7s for the 8, 9 and pitch, and I want to do ZX 5s for the 7 through. And I'm like, you can do that. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But the ZXI 5s are so good, you can just play it 5 through pitch or whatever 100%. You're going to use, and they're really good.
And truly, too, even then, right, like you start messing with different ball speeds, because a ZX5 will give you just a slight more than a ZX7 on mishits, and you're going to have some gapping issues.
Yeah.
Going back to gapping issues.
Right.
So
right. But the consumer also believes that it's just loft you have to look at. Well, the 7-irons are different lofts, and I got to adjust this and adjust that. Not really, because the ZXI 7 isn't going to go as high as the ZXI 5.
Correct.
So they have to give it a different loft to get them to actually hit the same trajectory.
Correct.
On a full swing again. On a chip shot, it's going to go lower or higher depending on the actual loft, because the chip shot, you're not impacting spin, you're just hitting the ball. So it's really, really tough. That story is hard to tell.
It is.
Because it's so hard to explain to a consumer exactly like what's actually happening when you're hitting the golf ball.
Going back to length too, real quick. Right, 7-iron, 37 inches. If you add that length, I mean, I like to explain it to people too. Is okay, you want an extra inch. Well, now your 7-iron is the length of a 5-iron. That's a lot. That's a lot of change, and a lot of people go, "Well, I don't hit my 5-iron very well." I'm like, well, now your 7-iron is the length of a 5-iron.
Right.
It's tougher.
A
longer club is harder to hit.
Well. Right.
So it's when people are on the edge like that, I like to explain it like that. You know, take your length and just make it a 5-iron, and now it's tougher to hit.
Exactly. So my dad, who's no longer 6 foot, he's shrinking a little bit. he plays +1 inch just for more distance. My
Sure.
dad was a golf professional and hits the ball pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So he literally just plays +1 to hit a little bit further. You take another guy who's 5'11", 5'10", whatever my dad is now, and if you give him more length, he's just going to hit it
struggle
worse.
with it, yeah.
He's just
100%,
going to hit it worse
Yeah.
because their swing's not consistent enough to actually
Right.
get the ball back to the center of the face. So, I want you to talk about the importance of fitting, for the vast majority of players. It's never a bad idea.
Correct.
It's never a bad idea.
Correct.
So, and it also there's a far cry difference from a guy who hasn't been fit maybe ever
Sure.
or within the last 10 years
Yeah.
or 15 years. And like our buddy Dave Pash, who's in here getting fit, every other month or
Correct.
whatever
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does. So there's a big difference between those two things.
There is, yeah. I mean, technology curve obviously is going to be the first thing. You can walk, if you have something that's 15, 20 years old, you can walk in here and pick up anything. It's going to be better than what you have.
Yep.
Then from there, you talk about shaft flex and even graphite versus steel, right? Like people like that aren't crazy in depth, that's all they need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, should they be playing graphite, whether it's regular stiff, senior
Right.
flex even? Getting in depth with all the different shafts, I don't think they need that necessarily.
Right.
If they're consistent enough, it would make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're playing something that's 20 years old and you just want to upgrade, come in. We do like what we call sim fits, where we just tell you, hey, you should be playing steel stiff, steel reg, or graphite would help you launch the ball higher. It's going to be lighter.
Yep.
It's going to last you longer,
Mhm.
right? So there's a far difference of the guys that are techie and the guys that just want to upgrade but still want to make sure that it's what they need.
Right.
So
And they can both be helped equally,
correct.
but it's they're both looking for different outcomes.
Different process.
Yes.
too. Yeah.
So the guy that wants to come in and get fit for forged blades and all that, he probably is willing to spend $1,200, $1,400, $1,500 on a set of irons versus the other guy that wants to spend $599, and that's what I'm going to spend. Well, let's show you the Sims and the Mavericks and
Yep.
Callaway Rogues and that kind of thing, and let's just make sure you're in the right shaft, the right flex, and just go enjoy yourself.
Yep.
And if his clubs are old enough, or his old clubs are misfit enough, the new ones can really, really help him
So, yeah,
tremendously.
tremendously.
And then here's a question for you. Would you rather see everybody that walks in the door get club fit or putter fit?
Ooh,
It's a tough one,
that's a
isn't it?
tough one. That is a tough one.
That's a tough question because the people that walk through our door are such a wide range.
They are.
There's recreational hacks
I
all the
truly
way to
think
people
I'm
that
going to go with putter fitting.
It's 50% of the strokes, right?
I really think that because grip size matters, length matters, lie angle on a putter matters, loft on a putter matters.
Yes, and then
I think
release.
putters these days have too much loft on them. Not everybody forward presses, and all of a sudden most putters have 3.5 degrees
Yeah.
on them, and that ball is going to hop across the green, and most people flip it at impact. So I think that's more important. It's gonna lead to, let's say, 5-6 shots different at least just by
Yeah.
changing a putter.
Yes.
Whereas getting new clubs can help that much as well, but I think it's tougher. It's a full swing club. Most people, if you fit them to a right putter,
Right.
they're gonna shave strokes.
Right.
So
Right. And when they come in to buy one, I would say probably 30% of the time they go, I really like the grip on this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or,
Yeah.
this feels great.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, is it actually right for you? I don't know.
No.
So at some point in time, we're going to run some sort of a putter fitting special here before too long, and we'll announce that on the show or we'll announce that on our social media. So follow along with us on that. I do want to go to our the Maple Hill mail. We got a question on our, and I love this one. We got a question on our. It goes right into what we were just talking about. I don't know if it was Instagram or where it came from, but anyhow, do putter shafts make a difference? So this is actually a really good question. And when I was at Bettinardi the first time, did you ever meet Michael Bivens or no?
I don't think
Called him
no.
Biv.
Nope.
He was hired by Ely Callaway to work at Callaway Golf for years and years, and he was at Bettinardi for years. He's no longer at Bettinardi, I believe. I'm 99% sure. But super interesting guy, absolute wizard when it comes to putters and everything else. And he said he always put an X100 iron shaft in his putters to keep it as stiff as humanly possible, so just the face worked.
Yeah.
So there's no actual lag or kick in the shaft. So do putter shafts matter? Yes. ever so slightly. Do they make more putts if it's this or that? No, they sure don't.
I don't think so. For the general public, no, I don't think
Correct.
so.
Yeah, there's very little difference. So do they matter? I guess the answer is yes. But does it is it going to take any strokes off your game if you put a stability shaft in there? That was kind of a fad for a little bit.
It was.
2-piece shafts.
It was, yeah.
People thought it was more stable. It was actually less stable because it's 2 pieces instead of 1.
I think really if anything, it's more about feel than actual performance.
Yes.
So just like anything else, you like something that feels heavier and stiffer, by all means, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest difference to me.
And I think that when Odyssey did the Stroke Lab shaft and when that stability shaft was kind of semi-popular on the tour and all that, I think it was recognizable. And people were like, oh, I want to have one of those. We were reshafting a ton of Scotty Cameron putters with those stability shafts. And did people make more putts? I don't think they made more putts. You still have to read the greens and putt the ball properly. And, real quick, I do want to get into what's in the bag.
Sure.
We did mention that, and it's not on the list, but I do want to actually talk about what's in the bag real quick. So give me the 2-minute rundown of what in the world you're actually using.
Yeah.
Because we brought your bag in, so you might as well talk about it.
Yeah, sure. So we'll go top to bottom. So I am on staff with Mizuno. So 98% of it is Mizuno.
Yep.
The only thing that is not is driver and putter.
Yep.
I'm currently working through the driver right now. But AI Smoke, Triple Diamond Max, 9 degree. Acra shaft. I think Ethan's going to get some pictures and everything so everybody can see that stuff more up close.
Yep.
Love that driver. I had that shaft in Mizuno or Sim 2 back in the day.
What's your speed with it and carry distance with it?
So speed probably on the course about 120, and then carry distance about 310.
Yeah.
On I would say average.
I noticed a couple of our drives. There was maybe 70 to 80 yards between them.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty accurate.
Then in the 3-wood, I have a Mizuno STG 3-wood with a Ventus TR7X in it. I love that club. I'm going to get buried with that one. And then I move into a 245 3-iron.
Hollow body.
Yep, hollow body. So a little bit more forgiveness. I use that off the tee a ton. Probably hit that like 245-ish. A lot of courses around here, it's perfect. I can hit it straight on command. And then I have 243 irons from 4-iron all the way down to pitching wedge. I have C-Taper 130Xs in those. I love that shaft. I'm probably going to be playing it for a while. And then I move into, I'm messing with gapping right now myself, but right now I have a 48, 55, and 58.
Yep.
I was messing with a 60. Again, going back to what I said earlier, 58's been in my bag for far too long to try to get rid of it. So
yeah, these are about the prettiest damn thing ever made.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Mizuno absolutely nailed it with this T1 wedge. It comes in black, blue, and
satin.
Silver,
yeah. Yep. So no, I love them. A little heavier, which I love, and they spin a ton, which I love.
No.
And then putter, I do actually have the Odyssey Square 2 Square Jailbird Cruiser. That's a mouthful, but I love it. The one thing I noticed with it, compared to some of the other putters I've had, is I hit my lines. That's all I can ask for out of a putter, is that I hit my lines.
I played an Odyssey Cruiser, as you know, the old tank, number 7 forever, and I still have it. But I use a Bettinardi now, and I had them build it like a cruiser.
Yep.
It's not a counterbalance, but it's 36, and it's got a big grip, and they butt weighted it for me, and I absolutely love it. So the cruiser style putters, folks, if you don't know what that is, you can look it up. It's a little longer, a little heavier.
Yeah.
Could try. Yeah, his
38 inches is what this one is.
Long grip on it. Yeah.
I didn't do anything fancy.
It's not really a belly putter. It's a different stroke. Look it up. It's called Cruiser Style from Odyssey, and there's every company makes something like that. So, all right, one last question. Another one from the mailbag. What's the most popular things people are getting fit into? Is there anything that kind of is a standout this year on drivers or irons or any category? I guess you can speak on
drivers by far. That new Cobra has been hot in the fitting bays, as well as obviously the Callaway Elite. I think they do a great job every year. Yeah. Irons still by far. Mizuno has been our number one seller for the past probably 6-8 years at least. They always put out a good product. And in terms of the custom world, they offer a ton of shafts for no upcharge, ton of grips for no upcharge. So it's and the price point just hits perfectly. So I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer in that case. I think putters. Bettinardi was hot with that antidote for a while there, and this still is. I mean, it's hard to keep them in stock.
It's back ordered.
Odyssey always is out there too. I think a company that's slept on for putters is the Cleveland Putters.
Yeah.
They have a lot of technology out there that not a lot of people are aware of.
Yeah.
And they hit a great price point.
And we're doing pretty darn good with this brand. This even roll stuff is pretty darn good.
Yep.
It's people that are willing to try it. Not everybody knows the brand, but it works. It's good stuff. Their their face
technology in the face is fantastic. What they call sweet spot. So.
And Jesse got to meet all the guys from Mizuno when we went down there at the PGA show.
Yeah.
So you got to see how psychotic Bill Price is.
Yeah, we actually, Dub, I, and Sean and Hunter, three of my other fitters, we went down to Detroit for a fitting seminar for Mizuno, and Bill Price was there, and he is, you want to talk about wizards.
Oh, my Lord.
He's the head of them all.
If you guys ever want to listen to something interesting, I'm sure he has videos out there, him or Chris Bushall. Chris Bushall from Mizuno. Those two guys, folks, are about as smart as any human being in the sport of golf as far as the engineering side and the club design side. Mizuno guys are just literally psychotic about their products. It comes through in the performance because they want it to look, sound, feel, all perform, distance, height, all the things, spin. They want it to be just right. So there's no doubt in our mind as to why it works so well. Because when you test them, the numbers don't lie.
They do not.
This is the best club for you, sir. You should probably buy this. So thanks for asking that question, folks. So Jess, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been. I hope it's been educational for you folks. I hope you maybe learned a thing or two, and maybe you were mildly entertained by our banter back and forth and discussing some things we think you should all know. As far as the maple spill goes, getting into that for just a quick moment. I'm talking about all the great Father's Day deals we've got, which are in full effect right now, and it's been busy. Yeah. The deals are crazy, folks. This is kind of the Super Bowl of the golf industry. It's about 2 weeks of complete craziness around Maple Hill. Our ad item pricing starts in-store and online Thursday, May 29 through Monday, June 16. And then we're sending out coupons that we've got a whole sheet that basically discounts everything we're not going to talk about today. There's a whole bunch of discounts. If it's not on a super special, it's still going to be on sale. And those coupons go out Friday, June 6th. And those are valid through Monday, June 16. I'll get right into the product. We have a long list, so bear with us. The products that we've got, we had a meeting of the minds and we narrowed it down to the top 8 or 10 per category, so bear with me. First and foremost, one of my personal favorites right next to me here, the Mizuno STZ and STX. Prior generation driver, it's last year's generation. It was $500. That driver's only $179. Comes in senior flex, regular flex, stiff flex, extra stiff, and a variety of lofts, and it's fully adjustable as far as the fitting part goes. The Z is the neutral weighted one, the X is draw bias. Next, and certainly not least, is the
same price point.
Yeah, same price point. Your choice, the Wilson Dynapower Carbon driver, which is 10.5 degrees but adjusts up or down. Beautiful club. A few of our family members use that driver. Then the titanium head, which all we have left is 13 degree. That's be down to only $149 in the Wilson Dynapower. For $199, you're going to have your choice of the Cobra Aerojet, an extremely good performer. Andy's got it in his hands, the TaylorMade Stealth driver, which adjusts from 10 degrees to 14 degrees. It starts off at 12, but it goes up or down 2 degrees. That driver was $579. It's only $199 as well. And then great drivers for $249. The Cobra Dark Speed, the Callaway Rogue ST Max, or the Triple Diamond LS, and then the Cobra Air X2, the ultralight, which comes straight face and offset to fight the slice. So you got 3 great drivers at $249. 2 of them from Cobra, and then the Callaway Rogue ST, all previous generation, great product. And then the premium drivers we have on sale for the Father's Day is QI10 LS, which I believe just won the PGA. I think that's what Scotty's still playing. And then the Titleist TSR driver. Those are going to be in like new condition for only $349 instead of $599 or $649 like the TaylorMade used to be. So again, over $300 off on those. So that's the driver category. Then everything else that I didn't mention we'll have a coupon for in-store for an additional discount. In the fairway category for Father's Day, dads and grad sale, the Callaway Rogue ST, that used to be $349. Those are going to be $159, 2 for $309. Callaway Maverick fairway wood's a phenomenal hitter, jailbreak technology. That used to be $299. That's down to $129, folks, for that Callaway Maverick fairway wood. That's an absolutely killer deal. And 2 of them, you get a 3 and a 5 wood both for $250. That comes in ladies, men's, and a few different flexes there. The TaylorMade Stealth and the Sim 2 family of fairway woods are all $179, 2 for $350. The Mizuno STZ, the adjustable one, that came out at $300. That's $139, 2 for $270. And then the Cobra Dark Speed,
speed, fully adjustable. That came out at $329. That's $169, 2 for $330. Again, fairway woods and drivers. I just went over drivers. Now I did fairway woods. They don't have to be expensive, folks. The days of thinking you have to spend $600 to get a good driver or $300 for a good fairway wood are done. There's a lot of good stuff on really, really killer sales. We're really excited for this sale. We've got a lot of inventory. In the hybrid category, Callaway Maverick hybrids. Those came out at $179. Those are only $111. Andy's got one there in his hands. Comes in a variety of lofts. Mizuno JPX Fly High. That all we have left in that is 6 and 7 hybrids. Those will be $74.74. Crazy deal on that. Sim 2 and Stealth hybrids, $159, 2 for $309. Rogue ST Max OS, a little bit bigger head than the Maverick, a little easier to hit, $149, 2 for $290. And then the Dark Speed hybrids, the same price as the Rogue at $149, 2 for $290.
The Maverick hybrid you and I witnessed a couple days ago.
Pat.
Pilgrim's Run. A friend of ours by the name of Pat, a retired school teacher.
My Lord. Yeah.
This club changed his game, I can tell you for a fact.
Yeah.
I never seen him hit a long iron like that. Pilgrim's Run, every hole that was, or shot that was 2 to 220, he was absolutely smoking this thing. And I was impressed because Pat is around an 18 handicap and it was really crushing
that one on that par 5. Right up, he rolled it right up on the green.
Yeah. Anyway, I had to give a shout out to that because that's what I think of when I see this head cover. When I picked it up off the ground for him 4 times.
Pat was phenomenal with that.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable shot. Moving on to irons, he has Maverick irons too, which I'm getting to here in just a moment. Moving on the iron category, the Wilson Launchpad 2, probably the easiest to hit golf club we sell. Hollow construction, makes the whole face like a sweet spot. Kind of a hybrid shaped iron. $299, folks. You get them in steel or graphite. We do have a sand wedge available also for only $39.99 on top of that. And then the Maverick iron is the same one that Pat plays that Andy was just talking about. One of my personal favorites, hollow construction, ball bearings inside the head, soft, sweet feel. $399 in steel, $499 in graphite, $499 for the combo set in steel, $549 for the combo set in graphite. So Maverick irons is gonna be the biggest push we've got. It's a crazy, insane pricing. You'll never see this again, I absolutely promise you. We have a lot of them, but that is the best deal going by far. And then if you wanna play TaylorMade irons, the Sim 2 Max irons, those came out at around $900. Those are $549. We also have the Launcher Max irons. That's the 5-through pitching wedge and a gap wedge for $399. Same as the Mavericks. The Mavericks is 5-through pitch. And then the Stealth irons, a newer generation than the Sim 2s, for $699 in steel, $799 in graphite. Cobra gave us a deal finally. Air X2, we haven't had a Cobra iron in a while. We sold out all winter long. Air X2 combo sets. Those came out at around $900. Those are $499. Air X2 steel, men's set, 5-through pitch, plus a gap wedge at $539. Same price for the Wilson Dynapower, previous generation. And then a EX550 hybrid iron. It's an all hollow construction iron, similar to Launchpad for only $189. And that comes in a bunch of different shafts as well. Moving into wedges, we've got a killer deal. Our biggest push is going to be on the $99.99 Your Pick wedges. So we got a deal from Callaway on the MD5 Jaws. We got a deal from Cleveland on the RTX Full Face 2. We got a deal from TaylorMade on the MG1 Milled Grind. And we got a deal from Bettinardi on the HLX5 Forged. So any one of those 4 wedges, your choice, $99. Bettinardi also made a limited edition oil rubbed wedge, which was $239. That's only $119. Vokey SM9s are going to have an in-store sale that's crazy cheap. Jaws Raw is $119. Powerbill X Grind wedge, very nice wedge for $27. We're going to have a chipper for $22.99, and we're going to have a 70-degree wedge when you're inside of 20 yards. There it is. When you're inside of 20 yards, you need to take a full swing, or straight out of the sand as well.
It either goes 20 yards or 150, depending.
If you hit the ball in the equator, it goes 150.
Yeah.
That's $44.99. But that is a great seller for us, believe it or not.
Northern Spirit.
Moving into putters, Odyssey, the #1 putter in every tour. We're going to have the Odyssey 2-ball-10 arm lock. We still have some of those, $144. The Odyssey 11S and triple track style, $144 on that as well. And then the Odyssey DFX prior generation, last year's model, for only $129. Killer deal. And then moving on over to Andy, he's going to talk about some of the other categories we've got for sale, and then I'll come back with a gift card promo at the end.
Okay, so when we're doing these sales or promotions or whatever here at Maple Hill, we try to hit different price points, hit different categories. We realize not everybody's in the market for a $600 driver or even a $500 or $400 or $300, right? So we have stuff, Bob was mentioning a lot of things in the $300 and less price range in terms of drivers. We even have drivers for $50, $80, $100, right? That are bigger, more forgiving. You know, when you start getting into more of the branded stuff, you know, the stuff you see the pros play and stuff on TV, it usually starts in the $150 range, but we really have it for everybody. And we talk about dads and grads. A lot of kids graduated, of course my son is, and a lot of his friends are getting into golf, and you just don't have to spend a ton of money to get into golf. So we do have that entry level stuff. We have it on sale, and it's a good time of year to get it, right? It's just warming up. We're hitting Memorial Weekend, and we're getting into June where the good weather is about to begin. So talking about package sets, we're going to have specials on them. We're going to have coupons on them, but I want to talk about a couple of the main ones here. Power Build Pro Power. We've been talking about it for a while. The nice thing is we have it in right-handed, we have it in left-handed. We also have it in +1 inch over length, which is nice for the taller player. We also have it in all graphite. That's a great set. It's going to be under $250. It's literally all you need. Woods irons, hybrid putter bag. So that's kind of where the price point starts, and that'll probably be our top seller. But as we move up, we'll have specials on, you know, higher end stuff. And when you go higher end, you're going to get stainless steel heads, titanium in the woods. One of our best specials is going to be the 2-edge bazooka 470 set. That's going to fall in the mid 400s, where that was an $800 set. So we're talking about big savings and good name brands and easy to hit equipment. Talking about shoes here a second, we are really doing well lately with Puma shoes. We've got a lot of specials on them currently. We've got a lot more coming. We just cut a great deal on them. We're going to have a bunch more here in time for Father's Day and our summer push. But stuff like this, waterproof shoes. So we're going to have Puma shoes starting as low as $39.99. And we'll have different colors where you can mix and match and get 3 pair for $99.99. And there's going to be a lot of selection for that. We have women's at that same price too. If you want to mix and match to get that 3 for $99, that's something you can do. Bob, is this the one you got?
I just grabbed a pair of those out of the warehouse.
The Puma disc. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the Innovate, right?
Yep.
Okay, so these are going to be going $59.99, 2 pair for $109.
That beats the $149 that they came out at.
Correct. Yeah. By a lot. This has got the disc technology where you just tighten it instead of laces, almost like a ski boot. The fit is great. The look is great. Waterproof. And of course, we'll have Adidas, FootJoy, and other brands on sale as well. Wanted to talk about Puma right now because we really are humming with that brand, and they're doing really well, putting out a great product. Let's talk about golf balls a second here. So we got the E9 Long Drive. We've ran this on special before. I do think this is the lowest price we've ever had them at. Long Drive is just that. It's a long hitting ball. And then we're also going to do the Wilson Duo Soft and 50 Elite. So the 50 Elite, that's a low compression ball. And of course the Duo Soft, we've got those in some colors as well. Again, $11.11 a dozen. And these are ones that are normally, you know, right around $25. In the Bridgestone's case, $35 originally a dozen. Great price, less than $1 a ball. This will be a real big category for us. $15 a dozen. We're going to do the Volvic Vivids at that. We're going to do the Callaway Warbirds at that. Those of you have probably seen this ball for 100 years. Callaway's been making it forever. They keep redesigning the packaging. I'm not sure they're redesigning the ball, but this is a ball go far ball. This is Callaway's distance ball. We'll have some TaylorMade in that price point. And then the E9 Long Drive as well in the white color. Again, only $15 a dozen. And then the last thing I want to talk about is this is a TaylorMade and Callaway's kind of flagship ball. This Callaway Super Soft is the #1 selling ball in the country in terms of units. $22 a dozen or 3 dozen for $60. We'll be mixing and matching the TaylorMade Speed Soft, this Super Soft, as well as the Bridgestone E6, which a lot of you, I'm sure, are E6 players. That's been around forever. Redesigned recently to be longer than it's ever been. And again, you can get 3 dozen for only $60 in the ball category. We'll also have some specials on premium balls, higher end. Last year's version of the Callaway Chrome Soft, as well as the TaylorMade TP5, are going to be on sale at year's lowest prices. Talk about golf bags a second. We got a Izzo bag. This is a $200 golf bag. It's a 14-way divided top. It's got the handle to grab it out of the trunk, the dual strap, I think 8 pockets. It's got the rain and travel hood on the top, kind of all the bells and whistles, and that's going to be $74. We've also got Revelation General Bag. Revelation's our flagship model bag. It's a cart bag, big putter tube here, 14-way divided top, lightweight, got the rain and travel hood, all the pockets and zippers again face the front so you can get to it. This little snowflake means put cold beverages in here. Beverages in here. That's a insulated, waterproof cooler pocket. So again, it's got all you need. You can fit everything you want. You can throw a rain jacket in there. You can throw a small umbrella in there. You can throw a big umbrella in the back. These are going to be all, I'm talking about bags that are well under $150 that are typically $200 to $250. The boom bag. Sun Mountain model. They're the only ones that do this. This is the bag I use. You may have heard me say that before. I'm going on year 3 of the boom bag. It might be time to re-up on some boom. Speakers built in. It's got a little charging port that you charge, and then it'll go for probably 72 holes. I've pushed it that far where music will play right through your bag, so that way you don't lose the speaker. Those of you that play music out there, I'm sure you've done it. I do it all the time until I bought the boom bag. So, and again, all these bags are going to be $150 or less. Lots of great specials on golf bags. And $74 is about where the starting price point will be, but we're going to have 10 different models of good bags to choose from between stand bags and cart bags, all at discount prices. So that's going to be great. Talk about golf gloves a second. We have some FootJoy WeatherSoft. FootJoy is the #1 glove in golf. They claim it themselves, and it's true. They get great tour usage, of course. They're the #1 glove on tour as well. This is a synthetic glove with a leather patch, whereas when gloves typically wear out, that's where it wears out at. These are going to be on sale. We're doing those at 2 for $20. And then we're going to do these zero friction gloves, which come in multiple colors. These are one size fits all. When they say that, probably not all. If you have great big hands, super big, maybe it won't fit you, but for 97% of the population, this is one size fits all. There's multiple colors, and we're also going to throw the Wilson Fit glove in there as well. And those are going to be $9.99, buy one, get one free. So those of you that go through gloves, this is a great glove, comfortable glove. You don't have to worry about sizing. $9.99, buy one, get one free. Same thing, Father's Day, you're not sure your dad's hand size. Who cares? Because those are one size fits all. Talking about shorts, it is the time of year that we're selling a lot of shorts. We've got Puma shorts here. These are normally $70. We're going to do these for $24. Puma striped shorts, very comfortable. I own a pair of them. Hopefully we'll be wearing these things right into October. And we're going to have Ashworth shorts on sale as well. And then these are the Under Armour Iso Chill shorts. These are, very moisture wicking, lightweight. $31 on these. They're pre-ticketed at $70. So again, a very good value. Different colors, different sizes. You can mix and match multiple pair, of course, if you're interested in doing that. But we will have a ton of apparel. And those of you that haven't been out to Maple Hill in a while, we've moved some clearance apparel outside under our cart barn. So we have apparel out there. We have apparel in here. Every day you can shop outside under the tent. It's protected from the weather, and then inside as well. We pride ourselves on discounting, right? So when you come into Maple Hill for apparel, you're going to get a great deal. You're going to get a great value. We do have the latest, greatest stuff as well, just like some of our competitors, but we discount it, and that's the difference. And our selection's never been better, so apparel is going to be a great thing we got going on here for Father's Day. GPS, Bob, do you want to talk about that? Voice XL, I saw you using it. Yeah, you didn't lose it yet, so that's good.
No, I can't. It's magnets right onto your cart, and I guess you could leave it on the cart, but
yeah.
My Beats pill finally stopped working for me, so I came into Maple and I talked to Brandon, our electronics expert, and I was like, hey dude, what should I get? I need a speaker. He's like, well, we got the killer deal on this Voice XL. I said, how much is it? He said, well, it was $200. Well, the sale price for the dads and grad sales will be $77 for this thing, and it doesn't just do music beautifully, which is really good quality. I was quite surprised. It also is a GPS, so it's got the Voice XL hat clip that you can also use. So
just clip it.
Yep, it
push the button.
Does 2 for 1, and it's only $77, and it's probably the best deal, quite possibly ever, as far as doing both. We had that Bushnell speaker before, but it was just a speaker.
Right?
This does both, and it's $77. And then the Cool Shot stabilized light, so it helps if you have a shaky hand, which a lot of people do. This thing is phenomenal. It really helps hone in on what you're trying to shoot. $399 is what it was. $172.22 is what it is for the dads and grad sale. So that's fantastic.
So what's slick about this too? It's got a lot of things about it in terms of it's really easy to pick up the pin. Stabilizes the name, right? So you're not feeling like you can't pick it up because your hand's shaking all over the place. The other cool thing is when you shoot the target with this, the readout is red.
Red LED.
A lot of the lasers used to have, and so a lot of them still do have like a black reading, and when you're shooting and there's woods in the background or anything dark, it's harder to pick up and it's harder to read. And to be under $200, and of course a quality brand like Nikon, we're going to sell a ton of these. If you want to get your dad a good laser, pick one up for yourself.
We have hats, going to be crazy good deal. 3 for $40. Yeah, the Titleist hats. We've never had a deal like that. 3 of them for $40.
You buy them normally. Everybody knows these things are $30, $35 for one. There's going to be Titleist brand, Puma, Mizuno, some Cobra, maybe a handful of Callaway and TaylorMade.
Yeah.
Golf caps. Can't have too many of those.
Crazy good deal. We're going to have a couple different umbrellas on sale for $12.99 because Lord knows right now you could sure use one. Ball retriever, my favorite category that we sell.
Right.
as you guys watch me pull ball after ball out of the pond, and it's usually your
He
ball.
has become that guy.
I am. I'm 46 years old, going on 76 years old.
We're waiting to putt, and there's Bob in the pond
I'm getting their ball out.
pulling out a Brown Pro staff.
Yeah. Well, if that's what you hit in, that's what I get out. Express 500 cart. That's easily one of the best deals at 74.
That's going to be
74.
huge. So if you need a push cart, of course
Three-wheel.
we have Bag Boy, Click Gear, Sun Mountain, and whatnot. But this is a very good value Bag Boy 3-wheel push cart. You know, most brands are well over $200. This thing's going to be $74, 3-wheel Bag Boy Express push cart. Folds down very small to fit in your trunk. Easy, glides along, foot brake. You want to walk the course. That's a great way to do it.
And then putting stroke guide for $12.99. And then last but not least, very popular item now that a lot of people are hitting in their garage and in their yard, and they have simulators or whatever, a 3x5 residential golf mat for your house or whatever, wherever you want to hit, for only $68.88 instead of $130 like it normally is. So there's a list of products that's going on. And then last but not least, you don't know what to get dad or son or grandpa or whoever or your daughter for graduation, gift card promotion. So we're gonna have a gift card promo that's crazy good. So our gift card, one size fits all on our gift card. You buy a gift card for $60 to $109 and you get a free glove, right? One of those absolutely for
A
free.
lot of different choices.
Men's, women's, and they're one size fits all, so there's a few different options. Wilson, zero friction. And then if you step the gift card up and spend $110 or more, you get a free Titleist hat if you buy a gift card for $110 or more. We'll have a table of hats here. Buy a gift card, pick out a hat, give them the hat, keep the hat, sell the hat, whatever you want to do. That's a killer deal with our gift card, one size fits all.
And again, that hat's a $30 value. Again, it's just buying a $110 gift card, pretty popular choice around Father's Day and graduations and those kind of things. I know kids a lot of times are getting checks and getting cards and whatnot. If you know the kid's a golfer, it's a great way to do it, to get them a $110 gift card and either pass on the hat or keep it yourself. But again, it's absolutely free with the purchase of a gift card. A final thing here we do around a lot of sales, we like to do some giveaways, drum up some excitement, try to do some fun things, some unique things that you've never seen before or maybe never had an opportunity to get or win. All you have to do is enter to win. Maple Hill Golf, we have a QR code for you to scan in-store, online. These are just kind of thank yous to our customers. So talk about what you can win for the Father's Day promotion. We are doing a master flag autographed by none other than Tiger Woods. So that's going to be great. We also have, I'm holding one right here, a Masters flag autographed by Bryson DeChambeau. Obviously, Bryson's playing some really good golf right now, some exciting golf, and what a run he's having right now. Masters flag autographed by Fred Couples. Again, a legend at the Masters and legendary Bridgestone guy. No one smoother than Fred Couples. And then the two other big things we're giving away is a custom fit set of Bridgestone 221 CB irons. That'll be fit in our launch kitchen by one of our top fitters. You win it, you get the iron set, and then lastly, a year's supply of Bridgestone Tour B golf balls, which is their premium golf ball. Great fun stuff to win. Somebody's gonna be the lucky winner. I hope it's you. Hope you register to win.
And then in-store and online one last time, May 29 through June 16. And the coupons go out Friday, June 6th through Monday, June 16th.
Tell your dad Happy Father's Day, grandparents, anybody that's a good dad out there in the world, and those of you that are missing your dad, I know you're thinking about them and still enjoying Father's Day in your own way.
So we'll see you soon, dads and grads. You graduates, congratulations. You dads, thank you all very much for your hard work. And Dad, thank you for your hard work with us. And that's the Father's Day promo, and thank you very much.
Keep in mind, folks, every 2 weeks a new episode drops, so make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. If it's the podcast app or Spotify or whatever it happened to be, give us a like. If you got any questions, please ask. We're more than happy to go to the mailbag and answer any questions we have from all you folks. And once again, Bob Kitchen and Jesse Post signing off, and thank you very much for listening. We appreciate you.